Welcome to Golden Memories. I'm Barbara. Here we revisit the lives of cherished icons whose moments continue to shine through time. Their talent, warmth, and dedication left a lasting impression on audiences everywhere. Join us as we celebrate their journeys across film, music, and culture, honoring memories that remain timeless and forever inspiring. Bobby Sherman, born on July 22, 1943, became one of the most recognizable teen idols of the late 1960s. With his warm personality and easygoing charm, he quickly won over audiences, especially through songs like Little Woman and Julie, Do You Love Me? His music played widely across radio, making him a familiar name in many homes during that era. Television success and cultural impact. Alongside his music career, Sherman also found success on television. His role in Here Come the Brides helped solidify his popularity, where his natural screen presence and relatable style connected strongly with fans. At his peak, he represented a kind of clean-cut, wholesome celebrity image that defined much of that generation's entertainment landscape. A life of purpose and service. What makes Sherman's story especially unique is the path he chose after fame. Rather than staying in the spotlight, he stepped into public service, training as an emergency medical technician and later working as a deputy sheriff. This shift reflected a deep sense of responsibility and a desire to contribute in a more direct, meaningful way. A legacy of reinvention. He passed away at the age of 81, leaving behind a legacy that goes beyond music and television. Bobby Sherman is remembered not only for his entertainment career, but also for his decision to live a life grounded in service, growth, and genuine impact. A message circulating online claims that actress Carrie Fleming has passed away at the age of 51 after a battle with cancer. At this time, there is no confirmed reporting from reliable news outlets or official statements verifying this claim. Because of that, the information should be treated as unconfirmed and not considered factual. Career and screen appearances, Carrie Fleming is known by many television viewers for her steady, natural screen presence and supporting roles across popular series. One of her most recognized appearances was in Supernatural, where she played Karen Singer, the wife of Bobby Singer, a character that added emotional grounding to the show's long-running storyline. She also appeared in iZombie as Candy, a lively and humorous character who brought a lighter tone to the series while still fitting into its unusual world. Legacy and audience memory. Across her roles, Fleming was appreciated for her ability to bring warmth and authenticity to smaller but meaningful characters. Even in limited screen time, she often left a strong impression through subtle acting and emotional depth. Fans continue to remember her performances as part of the emotional fabric of the shows she contributed to, keeping her work alive through reruns and audience appreciation. Actress Renan, known for her work across film and television, has been remembered following news of her passing at the age of 65. She is best known to many audiences for a small but memorable appearance in the film Ghostbusters, where her brief role in the opening scene left a lasting impression on fans. Even in a short sequence, her performance helped set the playful tone of the story and became part of a moment widely recalled in pop culture. Film and television career. Beyond her appearance in Ghostbusters, Renan built a steady career throughout the 1980s and early 1990s. She appeared in films such as Up the Creek and the television movie A Very Brady Christmas. On television, she became familiar to viewers through her role as Gwendolyn Pierce on Charles in Charge, where her charm and natural screen presence stood out. She also made guest appearances in several popular series, including Quantum Leap, Magnum, P.I., Murder, She Wrote, and Another World. Legacy and remembrance. Renan is remembered by colleagues and fans as a warm and dedicated performer who brought quiet authenticity to every role. Her work reflected consistency and heart, whether in comedy or drama. Beyond her on-screen contributions, she is also fondly recalled for her kindness and the positive energy she shared with those around her. leaving behind a legacy of respected performances and lasting memories. 10 years ago this week, the music world remembered Malik Taylor, known as Fife Dog, a key member of a tribe called Quest. He stood out for his grounded presence and sharp lyricism, often bringing balance and humor to the group's dynamic. Though not always in the spotlight, his voice carried a distinct energy that listeners connected with deeply, making him an essential part of the group's identity. Shaping a new sound. He played a major role in shaping the sound of a tribe called Quest, especially on albums like The Low End Theory, which helped redefine hip-hop with jazz-influenced production and thoughtful storytelling. His lyrics focused on everyday experiences, blending honesty with rhythm and wit. This approach helped expand what rap music could express, moving it beyond bravado into more personal and reflective territory. Lasting influence. Even years later, his influence continues through the music he helped create and the artists he inspired. Fans still revisit his verses for their clarity and personality, and his contributions remain a core part of hip-hop history. Fife Dog is remembered as someone who gave voice to real life with authenticity, leaving behind a rhythm and perspective that continues to resonate.
Shaquille O'Neal's story is often remembered through highlights, championships, and larger-than-life personality. But beneath the surface lies a deeply human journey shaped by pain, discipline, and relentless growth. At 53, he stands as one of the most recognizable figures in sports history, yet his legacy extends far beyond the basketball court. From a childhood marked by absence and hardship to becoming a global icon in sports and entertainment, his life reflects a constant balancing act between struggle and success. What makes his journey compelling is not just the dominance he displayed in the NBA, but the emotional weight he carried every step of the way. This is a story of transformation, of a boy who grew up surrounded by instability and became a man who learned to turn pressure into purpose, pain into motivation, and fame into responsibility. Childhood in a difficult beginning. Shaquille O'Neal's early years were shaped by a harsh environment where stability was rare and comfort even rarer. Growing up in Newark, he was surrounded by economic struggle, overcrowded housing, and the constant tension of urban hardship. His size made him stand out even as a child, but instead of admiration, it often brought isolation. School became a place where he felt different rather than accepted, and the emotional weight of that difference stayed with him. At home, life was no easier, as financial limitations forced his family to stretch every resource. Despite these challenges, his mother worked tirelessly to keep the household together, ensuring that survival always came before comfort. In those early years, Shaq learned resilience not through success, but through necessity, adapting to a world that rarely made space for a boy who felt too big, too different, and too alone. Absence, loss, and emotional weight. One of the most defining aspects of Shaquille O'Neal's childhood was the absence of his biological father, a void that shaped much of his emotional landscape. Growing up without that presence left questions that had no answers and feelings that were difficult to express. As he matured, that absence turned into a quiet form of pain that followed him into everyday life. Alongside this, he experienced loss within his extended family, moments that reinforced the fragility of stability. These emotional gaps did not break him, but they left a lasting imprint on how he viewed relationships and trust. For a child already navigating poverty and social pressure, the emotional silence at home often felt heavier than the physical struggles outside. Yet instead of turning inward permanently, these experiences gradually became fuel, driving him to seek validation, belonging, and identity through discipline and achievement rather than circumstance. Discipline entering through a stepfather figure. A major turning point in Shaquille O'Neal's life came when a military stepfather figure entered his household, bringing structure where chaos had existed before. The environment shifted from emotional uncertainty to strict discipline, marked by early mornings, physical training, and a rigid sense of accountability. This new presence did not offer softness or emotional reassurance, but instead emphasized responsibility, effort, and consistency. For young Shaq, this was both challenging and formative. The demands placed on him forced him to develop mental toughness at an early age, even if he did not fully understand its purpose at the time. Through repetition and discipline, he began to build habits that would later define his athletic career. Although the relationship was complex and often emotionally distant, it instilled in him a foundation of structure that became essential in shaping his work ethic and competitive mindset. A life of constant movement and adjustment. Shaquille O'Neal's childhood was also defined by constant relocation due to military assignments, forcing him to adapt repeatedly to new environments. Each move meant leaving behind familiar faces, schools, and any sense of stability he had begun to build. This pattern created a life where belonging always felt temporary. For a young boy already struggling with identity, the repeated disruptions made it difficult to establish long-term friendships or a consistent support system. However, this instability also developed an unexpected strength within him, the ability to adjust quickly to new situations. Over time, he became comfortable being the new kid, learning how to observe, adapt, and integrate into unfamiliar spaces. This adaptability would later become one of his silent advantages in professional basketball, where changing teams, cities, and systems required emotional flexibility and mental resilience. Discovering basketball as an escape basketball entered Shaquille O'Neal's life, not just as a sport, but as an escape from emotional and environmental pressure. His physical size naturally drew attention on the court, but it was his growing passion that set him apart. The game provided structure, purpose, and clarity in a life that often felt unpredictable. On the court, he was not defined by absence or instability, but by effort and ability. Coaches began to notice his potential, not only because of his dominance in physical play, but because of his willingness to improve. Basketball became a place where frustration could be transformed into performance, where emotions found direction instead of confusion. Every rebound, every practice session, and every improvement became a step away from his past struggles. What started as an outlet slowly evolved into a path forward, giving him a sense of identity he had never fully experienced before. College years and transformation at LSU. At Louisiana State University, Shaquille O'Neal's talent matured into something undeniable. College basketball provided him with structure, competition, and national attention, but it also intensified his internal pressure. Every game carried more than athletic significance. It carried emotional weight tied to his past. Failure, in his mind, was never just about losing. It represented a return to everything he had worked to escape. This mindset pushed him to train harder, compete stronger, and maintain a level of intensity that separated him from his peers. Coaches and analysts recognized his dominance, but few understood the emotional engine behind it. LSU became the stage where he transformed from a promising athlete into a future professional force. It was also where he began to realize that his journey was no longer just about survival, it was about defining a legacy. Fear, pressure, and competitive intensity behind Shaquille O'Neal's dominance was a powerful undercurrent of fear that shaped his competitive mindset. On the surface, he appeared confident and controlled, but internally he carried the weight of his past experiences. Every game represented more than competition. It represented the possibility of returning to hardship. This fear did not weaken him. It sharpened him. It fueled his focus, intensified his aggression on the court, and pushed him beyond ordinary limits. In high-pressure moments while others saw entertainment and sport, he often experienced survival instinct. This psychological edge became one of his defining traits. Instead of breaking under pressure, he converted it into performance. Over time, what began as fear evolved into discipline, and discipline evolved into dominance, allowing him to perform consistently at an elite level regardless of external expectations or internal emotional turbulence. Rise to NBA dominance. Shaquille O'Neal's entry into the NBA marked the beginning of one of the most dominant careers in basketball history. From his early days in Orlando to his championship success in Los Angeles, he redefined what it meant to be a center in professional basketball. His combination of size, agility, and skill created matchup problems that teams struggled to solve. Beyond physical dominance, his presence changed defensive strategies and influenced league-wide adjustments. As he progressed through different teams, his impact remained consistent. He elevated performance wherever he played. Championships and accolades followed, but his influence extended beyond statistics. He became a cultural force within the sport, shaping how the center position was understood and played. His career was not just successful, it was transformative, leaving a permanent imprint on the evolution of the game. Championships, legacy, and cultural impact. During his peak years, Shaquille O'Neal achieved the highest honors in basketball, winning multiple championships and earning Finals MVP recognition. These achievements solidified his status as one of the greatest players of his generation. However, his legacy extends beyond trophies. He became a global sports icon, recognized not only for his performance, but also for his personality and charisma. Fans connected with him because he represented both dominance and humor, strength and relatability. His impact on basketball culture included shifting expectations for big men and redefining how physical power could be combined with entertainment value. Even after his playing career ended, his influence remained visible in how modern centers approach the game. His legacy is not only preserved in records, but in the style and identity of the sport itself. Beyond basketball, business and media success. After basketball, Shaquille O'Neal successfully transitioned into media, business, and entertainment, becoming one of the most recognizable personalities in sports broadcasting. His role on television showcased his humor, insight, and ability to connect with audiences across generations. Beyond media, he built a strong business portfolio, investing in franchises, technology, and various commercial ventures. This phase of his life demonstrated his ability to adapt beyond athletics and succeed in entirely different fields. His approach to business reflected the same discipline that defined his sports career: strategic thinking, consistency, and long-term vision. Rather than fading after retirement, he expanded his influence, becoming a model for how athletes can build sustainable success beyond their playing years. Personal challenges and emotional depth in later life. Despite professional success, Shaquille O'Neal's later years have also been shaped by physical challenges and emotional reflection. Years of intense physical play have resulted in ongoing pain and mobility issues, reminders of the sacrifices behind his achievements. Alongside this, he has experienced personal losses and the natural distance that comes with time and family evolution. These experiences have given him a more reflective perspective on life, shifting his focus toward mentorship, generosity, and connection. Rather than hiding vulnerability, he has gradually embraced a more open expression of emotion, using his platform to support others. This stage of his life highlights a different kind of strength, one rooted not in dominance, but in acceptance and resilience. Conclusion: strength beyond the spotlight. Shaquille O'Neal's journey is not simply a sports story. It is a human story about transformation through adversity, from a childhood marked by absence and instability to becoming one of the most dominant athletes in history. His path reflects the complex relationship between pain and purpose. His legacy is built not only on championships and records, but on the emotional depth behind his success. Even today, as he faces physical challenges and reflects on his past, he continues to represent resilience in a broader sense. His life demonstrates that greatness is not defined by where someone starts, but by how they respond to everything life places in their path.